Hello everyone team. This is my second project on C++ by making a Black-Scholes model. Black-Scholes model is a formula used to estimate the fair value of an option. Option is basically a derived contract of the instruments which are used in the market, asset classes like commodities or stocks and forex or any other thing, bonds. Options help us to hedge the position. If we have taken any position in the market for an asset class, it helps us to hedge that position in the market. Think like an option is like a bet on a stock futures price. So basically, it's a bet on the futures price, and the Black-Scholes helps to predict how much that bet, yeah, option we are saying should be worth today. So it includes five main factors. The first factor is if we go to the formula, I think so. Yeah, there is the things. The first thing is the price of the asset class. What is the price of the current stock price? Second is the price at which option allows buying or selling. It's the strike price at which we are buying or selling a call option or put option. It can be anything, European call option or European put option. Okay, and T is the time to expiry. Basically, how much time is left the option should expire. And the third thing is how much option moves up and down. That is the volatility which we take, which is known as standard deviation of the stock returns. This is the fourth thing. And the last thing is the risk-free interest rate. That is our risk-free interest rate. That is basically if we take in bank safe returns, that is a risk-free rate. Like if we don't put that money in options, we would have earned that much amount from banks. So here's the five key components which we use while taking out a Black-Scholes model or option pricing using Black-Scholes model. And let's go to the implementation. I have written the code same in the Replit format or Replit website because it's easy to write and easy to execute. Here, the first thing I've included two libraries. First is IOStream, which read the code, and the second is the CMath, which gives us essential mathematical calculations, functions basically. And after that, there is two things I have written, normal PDF and a normal CDF. So let's first see the formula of Black-Scholes, which will give us a good idea what it is. So here is the formula for Black-Scholes. Here you can see N. It's D plus and D1. First we need to take out D1 and D plus, and other than we need to normalize that D1 or D minus. For better recognition, we are taking D plus as D1 and D minus as D2. Okay, so here it is showing that we need to normalize D1 and D2. So this normalization can be done in the two format, either discrete normalization or a continuous normalization. Here it is, standard normal cumulative distribution function or a probability density function. So it's better to use always the cumulative distribution function because probability density function only gives the normalization at the value of x. But as you can see, cumulative distribution system gives a value from minus infinity to x. So, but obviously, I waited for both the codes, standard normal probability density, the PDF, to take out what's the formula. It's the same. I converted this formula into the equation form or syntax format, and I have taken normal CDF, in which I have taken initialization from -10 because all the values above minus infinity we can't take, but obviously, so above -10 all the values are 0 while taking the values. So we have taken -10 and to the x value whatever it would be coming. We need to normalize every time D1 and D2. Okay, D1, D2 is basically D minus and D plus, or D plus and D minus, sorry. So we have created a simple function from here. Our main code has started. Simple function where we will normalize CDF. So I have created a function of normal CDF, which I can use again and again whenever I need that. Okay. The first thing I'm doing is the Black-Scholes pricing calculation. That's our main motive. And I have tell you there are five main factors. First is the stock price, that is S. We have taken. I should write. S is a stock price, and K is the there. Automatically it is coming. I must have written somewhere. K is the strike price. R is the risk-free rate. I told you risk-free rate, interest rate, which already a bank is giving. We need to take that in this formula. Now it's V should be the volatility and time to expiry. Okay, T is the time to expiry, R is the interest rate, and V is the volatility. It should be V. And the whole thing, it's standard deviation to log returns and volatility of volatility. So this is our five factors which we will use in each and every formula. So first, Black-Scholes formula as we see. Black-Scholes formula as we see here, it is written. I guess, yeah, this one. So let's first calculate the D1, that is log S by K plus R plus that is 0.5 is divided by 2 into V square, that is standard deviation square, into T, and divide by V into square root of T. And same in the different way, we will take out D2. D2 formula is basically D1 minus V into square root of T. I have done nothing. I have just written in the syntax format of our calculations through which we can calculate D1 and D2. That's basically, if we say this is D plus, and this is basically D minus. Yes. Okay. So now we have taken also one more parameter, that option type. Either it is a call option or put option. Call option, put option have both different formulas. So we have put that both formulas. If it is a option C, matlab it is a call option, then we will first return this value, that's the call option price, by normalizing first D1, then into the S is our stock price, and then minus K into EXP, expression of minus R into T into normalization of D2. This is our whole formula for calculating Black-Scholes price for call option. And then for put option, it's the opposite. First we will like take out strike price into expression of minus R into T into normalization CDF that we are again and again using for calculating, for normalizing it, and minus D2 in minus S, that is stock price, into normal CDF minus D1. So this is the formula to calculate the put price for from Black-Scholes basically. So after through this calculation, we can easily calculate the Black-Scholes method. We can calculate the option pricing. But after that, we have some Greeks, or Black-Scholes Greeks, we can say. Greeks are basically derived instruments which we can use to know like what is the changes which our option can see. Changes in the sense of many things. First Greek is delta. Delta is basically sensitivity to the stock prices changes. Like if a stock moves by 1 rupees, then how much a option contract price would move in percentage to that. For example, a stock price is at 100 and its strike price is at 5 rupees. And if we say stock moves by 10%, then the strike price moves by 20%. It's just an example, not a proper example, but just an example. 20%. So it's simply like if a stock price move by 10%, like if it goes from 10 to 110, the option price move from 5 rupees to 20% is basically 10 is 50, 20%, 1 rupee. So it will go from 5 rupee to 6 rupees if it is a call option. And if it is a put option, it will go opposite. If the stock prices move up, put option will goes down. It will automatically move, like in the same example, if we take a stock goes from 100 to 110, the delta, if it is 20%, then it will move from, a put option will move from 5 rupees to 4 rupees. That's why it have two different formulas. We can simply see the calculations of option Greeks over here. This is the chart given by Wikipedia, and here we can directly see for delta we just need to normalize. For call, if we want to take or normalize the D plus, that is our D1, and for put we need to D plus, normalize the D1 minus 1. So it's the simple method which we can use. So same here, we have given the gamma. Gamma is basically the rate of change of delta. If gamma is 5%, so it tells if a delta, how much the percentage of delta will move in the coming like time or a change in stock price. So it's directly related to, in the same way, it has the same formula. First we need to take out the D1, and we know how to take out a D1. Then for put and call, the formula remains the same, and I've just converted this formula into a coding system or syntax through which you can calculate gamma. So it just tells if a stock moves by 10%, how much a delta would change. So if, for example, if the stock moves by 10% and gamma is 2%. So, but obviously we know last time when delta change, delta is 20% and if gamma is 2%. So, but obviously if a stock move by 10%, delta will change either plus 2% or minus 2%. So it would go from like 20 ka 1% is automatically 0.40% basically, I think so, 0.20% and 0.40%. So basically it will move plus 0.4% or minus 0.4%. Gamma tells that how much a change would delta take place after the stock price moves. Then we have an important parameter, that is Vega, sensitivity to the volatility changes. So basically here also the formula remains the same. As you can see, the Vega, the formula remains the same. So it basically tells how much volatile a stock is in comparison to the its options. So how much our option is volatile in comparison to their stocks. For example, if it is a at the money option, it would be very volatile and connected to the stock prices. But if it is out of the money contracts, it would not change that much in comparison to their stocks. So it's a good parameter to know how much a stock would change in comparison to their volatility. Okay. In the same format, I have converted this formula into the syntax format. After we come to the row, row have two different formulas, for call different one and for put different one. So that's why I've first taken out both D1 and D2, and then if the option is C, that is a call option, then we will use this one, and if it is a like P, then we will use this one. And what is rho? Rho is sensitivity to interest rate changes. As we know, we take as a important parameter that is R, interest rate, that is bank interest rate simply, in our Black and Scholes model. So rho calculate that how much, what is the sensitivity to the changes if interest rate changes. For example, if we are put in 6% and if it changes to 7%, then what is the change that would happen in the stock options of that. But for example, if we are taking an option of 5 rupees and interest rate at the 6% interest rate, and if rho is only 2%, and we got to know that interest rate is changed by 10%. So, but obviously rho will change by 2%. Rho will affect the stock to change by 2%. So that's the parameter which we use to calculate rho, and it is also important to analyze, sometimes to analyze a stock option. Okay, and now this is the main and very important Greek option Greek, which actually very people use in their trading or in their investing or any hedging factor, that is theta, sensitivity to the time decay. It also have two different formulas, like decay for call and decay for put, both are different. And here also we first calculate D1, D2, and then in this there is a first term that I've calculated earlier, and this is that term, and then I will put that first term into both the formulas, either for the C or for the P, either for the call option or a put option. What is the time decay? Like for example, if expiry is too far, the option price would be, there are more chances that the option price move to our future prediction. But for example, if time is very near or it's expiring in a week or in a month, so our future price prediction can go wrong, and if it goes wrong, the price of the auction start decreasing as the expiry comes near, and that is the reason, that is because of theta, because it tends to go to zero if our future price is out of our prediction, or if our future price is out of the current price of the market. For example, if our predicted price is 1010, 110, and our stock price is still at 100 rupees, and our option is going to expire at this week or after a month, but obviously in a month there are very less probability or less chances to go that stock from 100 to 110. That's a 10% change. So theta tends to apply on a stock option to go to zero if it is a out of money contract. Out of the money concept is a really good concept of moneyness. It tells key options is in the money, out of the money, at the money, key where option is staying. If the option price and the stock price are same, that options are at the money, and if the option price are outside the stock price or above the stock price, it simply means out of the money. Basically, till there the price haven't moved or haven't come, and in the money are very high priced because already people have buy that option and the price have moved from there. It's in the simple way I can give an example, that in cities there are inner city area which are very pricey. At the city which are like surrounded houses of that area are almost cheaper than the inner city, and they're outskirts of a city. So in the same way, understand option in a it is a city, and it has three options to provide to a customer, that is in the city, at the city, and out the city. Like if you are working, you can live in the city, that would be better option, but it already have very high prices. And you can live at the city which is surrounded houses with that city, that would be at the city, which would be have relatively cheaper prices. And some options which are out of the money, where no people or no transportation goes, so simply that are very cheaper houses. So in the same way, options work in the same way. There are three moneyness we have, that is in the money, at the money, out of the money. So theta is the sensitivity to the time decay. As time comes near, theta push the options towards zero if our predictions is going wrong. Okay? So basically theta tells ki how much every year price is going to decrease because of time decay. Okay, because expiry comes near and we haven't reached to that prediction price. Now I have written the main function where I've given the stock price, strike price, and time to decay is 1 year, and risk-free rate that I've taken 5%, and the volatility that I've taken like 0.2. Simple. So I've given like we are calculating for put options, and as soon as I will run this script, I will get a Black and Scholes price, that what should be the price of this strike of this option contract. I will get the delta, I will get the gamma, I will get the vega, rho, and theta. So as soon as I run this script, I get to know the Black and Scholes price of this option currently is 5 rupees, and delta is 0.3, that is minus 0.3, because it is a put option. So it is negatively related to the market. What does that mean? Negative delta. Like if the market moves up, in a put option, the price will go down. Whereas if it would be a call option, it would be a positive delta, because if the market moves up, the call option would increases. And then we have gamma. Gamma is 0.018%, that how much delta would be changing. So it can't be negative. Then we have the vega, what is the volatility of option related to its stock prices, and rho, like if how much uh, price of the stock or percentage would change if there is a change in the interest rate. And then last we have the theta, like theta of this option is minus 1.648, but obviously it will decrease as I said to you. Now let's change this P to C. We can see the change in delta. It will go from negative to positive, and that I told you. And here the Black-Scholes model tells the option price should be 10 rupees, delta would be 0.63 rupees, gamma would be, the change in delta would be 0.18, that's the remain same. And the vega would be 37, that also remains almost same. Rho changes, that is 53 rupees because of the price changes, and the theta changes because of the price, and that would be 6.42341. Simple. So this is the implementation of the Black-Scholes model over C++ coding, which I have done. Just to showcase my programming, that I have a knowledge of writing C++ code and how to convert any complicated financial instrument formula calculation to a C++ code. And this is my last project in C++, where I have made a Black-Scholes model, implementing that whole model in a C++ coding. Shows my knowledge related to calculations, mathematical skills, problem solving skills, and I understand what are options, what are Greeks, and how they are used. So thank you, Graviton team. Looking forward to get answer from your side.